moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President Bouaga only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I would praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political noise. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yes, he could have done that.
Appreciate it. It's great to be back in Liberia. Last time we saw each other was 13 years ago. 13 years ago. And now you are the captain of this ship. You're the captain of this country. After captaining your national football team, the Lone Stars, now you have the whole country to captain. Is it a daunting task, Mr. President? Is it a tough task?
Well, every task is a difficult task. It depends how you go about it. As a player, former professional soccer player, it wasn't an easy task. The discipline that come with it, very difficult. Because and I can give you a reason why it wasn't an easy task. A lot of people went at that place, the same. They never made it because it was not easy. It was a difficult task. Those that were disciplined, that were ready to work, that were working out every day, that was on time, schedule, we never miss a schedule, or have passion for it, we succeeded. So it's the same thing we bring to administration, my dedication, my hard work, and resilience in working. And I always want to perform, and this is what I brought to the job. Of course, it's an administrative job. It's a difficult job. Difficult job in the sense that the field that we're in today is politics. Sometimes not honest, dishonesty. People see good things happening, but because we are opposition, we will not praise, But I wish we could adapt a new mentality where we see the good things, we say yes, and we see the bad things, we say yes. Mm-hmm. That alone will give even the leader of the country the chance to weigh, to see that, I'm not performing here. But everything you criticize, and then nobody take it serious, because some of those things are just mere allegations, and we need facts.
Yeah. Do you think some of the times, because of what you've done in 18 months, those who were there before weren't able to do it in 12 years? You think that's why now they're suddenly saying, how is this possible?
Definitely. I grew up in the society, I was born here, I grew up in the society. And I can tell you, we follow politics in the country. We saw a lot of leaders come and go, and 12 years ago, I, as a politician now, I always, my predecessor, she always get praise from me when things are good. The last time I went to Jean Afrique, and someone asked me, if you get Ellen Johnson said, a grade from 10 to 1, what will you do? I gave her 8, simply because of maintaining the peace. Okay, and that's something she did, right? And we have to say the right thing, because we are honest people. So 12 years ago, we never have feeder roads or pave or cement feeder road in this country that would decongest our capital. Today you can see it, but no one want to say that. We pave and cement almost 48-kilometer roads right in the city here. But nobody sees that. But what is important for me, those people, those downtrodden that really need for the road to be paved, because they day in, day out, they place muddy in this rainy season, they are relieved because it's raining, and they can only contend with just the road, not the mud. So I'm happy that in 1 year and 7 months, I achieved a major road project in this country. I achieved the WISE fee for children that want to go to the West African National Exam Council. And because of what we did, by giving them free tuition, today we have a better results in the WISE.
When you were growing up, did you ever have any goals? Did you dream of being president one day of this country? Did that ever occur to you growing up in the slums, in the inner cities of Monrovia?
Well, no, I did not grow up thinking that I'm going to be president one day. I grew up knowing that if I work hard, I can be what I want to be. So I think keeping that mentality and have passion for what I do, brought me to this place. And then my love for country and my love for people. During the war, I participated, not fighting, but fighting the AIDS in society and helping those people that were vulnerable. And I think Liberians love me for that. And when I came on board and let them know that, hey, we can change this country, we can do something here, whatever it is. And then I was interested with the leadership. And I can guarantee you, it's not that bad, because what we met on deck, we cannot compare to what is going on, so the lot of deficit, that we incur, that we are dealing with, but those my detractors would not explain, because when I came here, I said, we are inheriting a broken economy. And what we're seeing today is that we're paying debts of all government, and of course, that's the right thing to do because government continue. We're not going to cry, we're going to fight to make sure that we grow our economy, we do what needs to be done. This is what we want to obey our rules. We want to, the sector, agriculture sector, we want to invest in it so it can help to create jobs. If you look around you, we saw that there was salary disparity, and then we try to cut down wages so it can help us, and doing our best to collect taxes, so there are a lot of things we put in place in a short time. Yeah. And I think if Liberians work with us, we can achieve what we want to achieve.
Do you think at the same time, Mr. President, that you kind of rocked the boat? You defied the status quo that was there before. They didn't expect this from someone like you.
Well, this is life. We don't expect anything. Life is it's open. Only God decides who go where, when, how. So I'm sure our part of that vision of the Almighty God. Those that are going to be leaders of this country. And I think what is important for me is to continue to work hard. Those that believe in me, the Liberian people believe in me. I'm not serving just politicians, I'm serving the people, and those that went in the race with me still doesn't understand that election is over. Because if they want to be leader of tomorrow, they have to make sure that they help the government, they bring their ideas, and we sit on the table and put those ideas. They can even bring their own investment into the country. That what we did. I was the peace ambassador for Madam Ellen government. Why? Because of the country, because of the people. I could have said no. I don't want to work with her, but I did that for the love of country. And this is how every Liberian should be. It's not just looking at the president. I can do it all. I don't know it all. So
13 years ago, were you ready? Had you become president in 2006, as opposed to 2017 or 2018? You think it was is there a difference in those 13 years that has taught you?
What, Jeff, if you allow me to call you Jeff.
Yes, sir.
2005, if I'm ready or not. As I said, Jeff, when I went on my professional field, the first day I went on practice ground, was I ready? Yes, I was ready because I was inspired. It's an opportunity that was given me. So I had to do my best. So from that day that I was called on the field as a full professional soccer player, I was ready already because I was practicing, even though I was not a full professional player. Then when the opportunity came, I worked hard. So 2005, I don't think I'm going to make a difference, because I was going to work hard. We're going to get the best people on board, and I'm sure we're going to move on. Sometimes people believe that, oh, you were not prepared in 2005.
All right, so fellow Liberians, home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here, and we are so excited that we have another opportunity to be with you. But we are experiencing some issues. For some reason, our page have been reported. So Facebook is telling us that we cannot uh, go live on our Facebook pages. So for some reason, we are finding it difficult. Facebook just sent us a notification that we cannot go live on our pages. From what I'm looking at here, we cannot go live on our pages, especially on the Facebook, but we are live on YouTube. So those of you who are following us on YouTube, I want to say welcome. I want to appreciate your presence, and I'm very sure that by tomorrow we're going to have this particular presentation replayed, maybe for 2 or so days. So that's what we are experiencing here. I don't know, but it's like it is temporarily being restricted according to the information that I'm seeing here. So there are certain things we cannot post. According to them, this is going to last for 72 hours. I don't know who reported our page, but anyways, we are good. So if you are following us on the YouTube channel, I want to say thank you to all of you. I want to appreciate all of you. And as usual, just hit for us the share button. Invite as many persons as you can invite on the YouTube channel, and even on X. Invite as many persons as you can invite, and also on the Instagram, so that we can continue our today's presentation. Again, we are grateful that we have with us here our brother Leo. Leo, welcome. How are you,
Oh,
sir?
how are you? I'm doing great, man. Good to be here. You
Sure,
hear me?
definitely. We are
Yes.
privileged again to be here. Yeah.
Facebook, Facebook got an attitude going on, eh?
Yeah, Facebook have, I don't know what they got going on here. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to post the show, and it's telling me, we are restricted, blah, 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 and all the other thing. But anyway, that's not going to stop us from
Yeah, it doesn't stop the
doing.
messaging.
Yeah, it doesn't stop the message. If it calls for us to play it tomorrow again, I think there's going to be a
Yeah.
replay of this tomorrow. We'll
Yeah.
definitely do. Definitely we will do. But again, I want to say welcome to all of you who are joining us. And as usual, we want to say hit for us the share button, and let's have a wonderful, 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 wonderful time. Let's have a wonderful time in discussing what we are supposed to discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me get this. Okay. So there are several issues that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at the illegal entry, of Guinean soldiers onto the Liberian soil, something which led to the shooting, of a Liberian, according to the information that we have gathered. Mm, thank you. So the information that we have gathered is like, a Liberian was shot in the legs by some Guineans, a soldier or a snapper. So we're going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
We are also going to be looking at the illegal barricading of Mr. Jackson home. Sam Jackson, as we may be aware, he lost his wife. He lost his wife. And today, while we were all in, a kind of mourning mood, we saw scores of armed men. I mean, scores of armed men, besieging the residence of Samuel Jackson, and demanding that they conduct some kind of, I don't know if I should say investigation or whatever,
Yeah.
without any legal document from the court. Again, I want to repeat this, without any legal document from the court. So we will be talking of, what happened there and be playing you some videos, I think. And we'll also be talking about the ongoing demolition exercises that is taking place in Liberia, that is leaving thousands of our people homeless. And the fearful issue is that, children, children are also left vulnerable because their parents who provided, a kind of shelter, protection for them, these parents are displaced. And these children now, they are on the streets. Most of them are on the streets. Most of them are sleeping in market, you know, buildings and with friends, leaving them very, very vulnerable. So we're going to be talking about that. But again, as usual, we want to say welcome to all of you, those of you who are joining us on the YouTube, because that's the only one that is functional right now. We want to say welcome to all of you. So, my brother Leo, I want us to start on the first issue that has to do with the incident that happened in Solombe
Got a boot up.
in Lofa County. I think it's important that we talk on this. I
Yeah.
know it has been the topic of discussion, but we can never stop talking about it because of the security implication that this has on our country and the fear that it has imposed, on the lives of our people, not only in that part of Liberia, Lofa, but that fear that it have cast upon the nation. And I want us to start from there.
Yeah.
To just give a bit of, story on this, I remember last year, like I said earlier on the other show, Guinea's authority went to where Liberians were, they call it Kiam or resettlement area, and they decided to, illegally remove these people from the land that they legally occupied. Some were even farming on those lands, and etc. The Guinean authority decided to forcefully move them and deport them, collected them, put them in a truck, about some, hundreds of them, put them in a truck and took them to the Liberian border and just dropped them right there, dropped them to the Liberian border without any prior information to the government of Liberia. These people were dropped right to the border. Some of them have to make their way to come in. Some of them who left Liberia for a very long time don't even know. Some of them, their family all has been unalived by the war. Some, they don't even have a place to stay. Some of them had to make their way to a school, you know. And up to now, as I speak to you, these people, they were forced to just integrate themselves into the society. And that's where we are with any redress from our government or the government of Guinea. Whether our government engage the government of Guinea is something that we cannot say. But these people are in society. Before that incident of the 27th of July, I think that happened in July, we saw the Guineans authority again. Well-armed men. They crossed from the Guinea side, enter into the Liberian side, went on a farmland, and destroy some crops to the extent of even putting fear in the people, and the people ran away from there before that particular incident could happen. And you know we all talk about it on this show, and our government, we didn't see or hear any kind of statement from our government. We want to welcome our brother Frank. Welcome. We did not hear any statement or any serious comments from the government of Liberia. Before that, we also saw something very, very terrible happening, where there was a quote unquote Liberian who, to some extent stayed in Guinea. And when this whole Guinea saga started, he left from Guinea to Liberia and he was arrested by the system. They arrested him. And this brother was, placed in jail. He got a lawyer in persons of Cabinet Janelle, who was actually, looking after the case, along with, I think, how you call this man? With a renowned lawyer, I will get his name. I think some kind of Johnson or so, Johnson. But that particular case was ongoing. While the case was ongoing, we saw the Guinean authority entering on the soil of Liberia, collecting that particular man from the Monrovia Central Prison. They came, they came physically. The Guinean authority came to Liberia, went to the Monrovia Central Prison, collected one sheriff they had there. One sheriff collected him, and according to them, they said the man was a Guinean, even though there were documents that were shown to prove that this man, was a Liberian. He was born in Liberia and etc. But he came and then collected him and took him to Guinea. From information that we've gathered, that they've unalived this particular individual. He has been unalive, And after that incident, we saw the Guinean government giving, a fleet of vehicle to our own government, and absolutely nothing came of it. And today, this is what we are seeing again, where the Guinean authority have crossed over to the Liberian side and they've decided to do what is completely illegal. I want to hear from you, my brother Leo. With all of these things that are happening, what is your own take?
Again, let me say thanks to you, Prince, and let me welcome my brother Frank. Good to see you, brother. Miss you. But you see, Prince, we can lay all the blames on Guinea. We can call Guinea all the names. Frank, Prince, rather. Nobody will look at you, Prince, without knowing you and just treat you anyhow. If they've not seen it, if they've not learned that pattern from somewhere else. Where am I going with this, Prince? The value that you put on your citizen determine how the outsider would treat that citizen. From the inception of this government, Bouaka has been caught pens down. From the inception of this government, Bouaka has been caught pens down. There's a saying that first food are food, second food are food. Whether we go back to this Sharif guy who Gregory Koma and President Bouaka willingly hand over. And this guy, you alluded to it. There's a document that this guy's a Liberian. Proven document. But Bouaka was willing to hand over a Liberian citizen to the Guinean, and this guy was killed. Allegedly, he was killed. Like you said, the prices that we saw for this guy's life were few pickups. Few pickups, Prince. Again, the Guineans or whoever, wherever they may have came from, wherever they came from. Look, it is just sad, for in a 21st century Liberia, for a Guinea to just march into Liberia, take down your flag, your sovereignty. That was what was ruined. Whenever your flag is being taken down, that nation is conquered. That's why you see when people go to war, the guys who are holding the flag, if they know that guy is about to get shot, somebody run and catch the flag. Because why? The flag must not touch the ground. That's your civil liberty. That's your dignity. Once that is taken away from you, it's like your manhood is being taken away from you. President Bouaka took away the respect that has been given to Liberia and put it in the mud, ruin it. Because why? Guinea was able to penetrate our border not one time, not two times, not three times. They even went into our soul and shot our Liberian brother. We seen we see ECOWAS talking, we see OAU talking. We've not seen Liberian president talking. So then when a Leo stand on public media and say, this president is a fool, we must get rid of him. And people will say, why are you being harsh on the puppet? But no, we have to. The puppet does not value the lives of Liberian priests. And my brother Frank, President Bouaka has proven that, look, of course we know that the records are there, that he's not from Liberia. There was a time where a sister, one of his sisters that other than grew up in one of the Kailang in Freetown there, in Sierra Leone. His sister doing a campaign. She came up, she went into FOIA and said, oh, how they were born in Sierra Leone and all that kind of stuff. I will have to dig up that video. But Prince, in this time, and one of the video footages that I saw, our people in FOIA within that bordering town were living. They held the basket. They were living, walking away, going. What that struck me, 1990. Under a peaceful Liberia today, when His Excellency Dr. George Manneh, we are handing you a peaceful country. This is the man you say was not capable to maintain the peace after the political maradona of Liberia, with all of the security apparatus that were in the influx of them in the country. You name it. The so-called Harvard lady, Maradona, how you want to call her? When a George Weah came, guess what? People wrote him off. People say all kinds of stuff about this guy. But one of the most important things on us, George Weah, President Weah, was the peace and stability and security of the country. The man said we may not have food to eat, but my people will not suffer, my people will not die. We may not have hospital to go to, but my people, war will not come in this country. So he made that a paramount issue. So the way Bouaka did. After a George Weah handed you a peaceful country. And when I'm sitting here and telling people, say, our country is not at peace. Our country is at war. Not only when you hear the gun sound in the street for you to know that our country is at war. No. Lastly, before I let my brother Frank come in here, Prince, it was just a couple of days ago, right on the same platform. Thank God for Under The Palava Hut, provide us the platform to bring the news to our people. What happened? We saw over 500 Fulani henchmen at a building in Liberia. Boop, Gregory Coleman went and caught one innocent guy. They said, oh, they pirated him. What have we heard about that guy since then? Later on, we saw these guys at the border. Prince, how much more can a man disrespect you now? How much more can a man disrespect you, my brother Frank? And so when we are calling the president, he is the one that people voted for. And the only reason why people vote for you is the peace, the security, and stability of the country. They entrust their lives in your hand. But Bouaka has poo-poo on that. Bouaka has desecrated on the peace and sanity of the country. Why are you to my brother Frank? This is a long battle coming. Liberia will not be safe under this president. Thank you, Prince.
Thank you so much, my brother. Liberia will not be safe under this president. Thank you so much. My brother Frank, welcome. And we are discussing the recent incursion on the land, on the Liberian soil by Guinean state security that even led to, the shooting of a Liberian. And according to the information that we have gathered, citizens in that particular area are running away from the place. I want to play a video clip here before you can come in of, what the people in that part of Liberia are saying. I want to play you this video clip. And
for the thing to stop. FOIA from the Kizzy Chieftain will be here. I'll say it again. If the government can make after to come to the Poloya for the thing to stop, with the citizen of FOIA from the Kizzy Chieftain will be here and require for the Guinea to kill all of us. We'll die right here for our land. You mean what you saying? Yes, we'll die for our land because this is our land. If they include here, our old people will suffer. Our old people are now running from their favorite villages going to FOIA. Yes. FOIA outside Nana. I said, then you happy. leg tag go on the chop. The leg got matched. They came to the hospital.
My brother Frank, this remind me of the war. When you hear, oh, the rebel on the other side, you see people running. Cars are just moving. Some people even lost their life, not by bullet, but other people trampling over them, vehicle knocking them down, and etc. And this is what this brother is explaining there in Lofa. That people are leaving the near borders. They are going now, inside. My brother Frank, let's hear from you. What do you make of this issue?
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. Before I go ahead, are we on Facebook Live? Because I did not get a signal.
Yeah, we are not on Facebook. I tried to post it on Facebook. It says we are restricted. So
okay.
I'm still trying.
All right.
Yeah, I'm still trying.
Let's go ahead. You see, what happened recently in Liberia, in Lofa County or in Foya, sometimes some things happen, right? And you see a certain atmosphere to be able to talk about it. And there are some things that happen. You wonder, why this happened? Why is this happening? I mean, something that not even supposed to happen. And, this is one of the case. Like, it made you wonder, like, who gave the audacity to these people? Why these people have that kind of a trust, to do this? I mean, something that you yourself, every one of us watching here, we know that the Liberian army, for that matter, cannot cross the border to go to Guinea and then go put a Guinean flag down. And then on a Guinean soil, you see Liberian military standing with their arm and ammunition. I mean, prepared to shoot. I mean, in line, like on battlefield, while they are monitoring their flag going up and the Liberian flag down on the floor. Imagine if that happened in Guinea. Liberian soldier in Guinea. I will really talk on this. That's not calling me. I will talk on this, right? But as I went on Facebook and I saw some posts by people who try to talk about, protect the government. Like, there is somebody that, I have regard for, but I don't think I don't, and I'm going to call his name. Vadela Patrick, who said he went to, Harvard University or something. They just got a big name behind them. I'm telling you, for this man, and I even commented on one of his posts. I said, imagine you, if this had been the presidency of President George Manuel Weah, and this happened, you, Vadela Patrick, you would have been sitting there on Spoon TV, talking all kind of rubbish. But yet you try to forbidden people to talk about this because a guy went and posted, and said he backed the Guinean government. And when I read that post, you have to understand what he's actually trying to convey before you understand, what he mean, in his post, right? Now, he said, I back the Guinean government. I agree with the Guinean government. Weak Liberian or military like this, weak Liberian army. That just means, how can you allow another man to come into your country? You think, had that been a Liberian went in Guinea, it was going to be battle, it was going to be bloodshed, they were going to fight. And this is what this guy was trying to convey. That how can you allow another nationality army come in your country and then pull down your flag? And then when the civilians are there all that long time, Only surveillance are there. And then the government sent police force first. Can you imagine? So when this guy said the Liberian army is weak, and then people patrol taking it like, and then he's telling the boy, DM me, they start talking to the boy, why she says that kind of thing, why she said this kind of thing. I said, are you trying to, do you understand what this guy is trying to convey in his little post and things here, like you just taking it out of context? Because you back the government? Under no circumstances, a Liberian army will go in Guinea. And then that happened, you see Liberian army body lying down. You don't put your army people in Black Bear and then be bringing them. But you see, again, I will say it here, just like this boss said, I don't blame the Guinean government. I don't blame the Guinean government. The way you present yourself, like you guys said here, how will the Guinean government kill a Liberian? Then in return to fight for your citizen, you didn't do it. A whole government, the Guinean government bought you by car for a life of a citizen, your citizen. You think that will happen in Guinea? A Liberian government kill a Guinean, and then Liberian government go take car. Car. And give it to a Guinean government car. Then the Guinean government hold that car. Come on, man. This is where the people got in. And you see, this is why I always say, I don't respect Bouaké as a president. I mean, I respect his old age. I mean, everybody want to live that kind of a time, right? But as a government, as a president, we talk about a nation. You think I get time to say, oh, that old papa. No. He saw himself and he know the role of being a president. He know that people will talk when he made mistakes. You think I come and sit down here? That's my life. That's my future. My unborn children. You talking about Liberia, where everybody on the screen come from?
Speak, my brother. Speak. Speak.
And you want me to sit down here to say, oh, this man lived his life already.
Speak.
This man have no future in Liberia to speak. I got future in Liberia. You got future in Liberia. Bouaké future is done. This man have lived his life. His future is done. So this man can do anything and care less. I still got more years to live and experience Liberia. I still got more years to live and go through pain. But Bouaké got less years to go through pain. In fact, that's not pain. He has lived his life. He don't care about you and me. And then you want to say that when people talk about the bad thing that is going on, they say, oh, the papa is old, the papa is dead. No, we respect his age. We respect him as a grandfather. But we are talking about 5 million plus people here. We're talking about, you think this will happen, Africa sit down and look at it? But the first time it happened, these people crossed. That's not the first time. What do you expect? What do you expect? The first time it happened, these people crossed, they terrorized the citizens in our region. Nothing happened. We never saw a Bouaké making statement or Bouaké even talk about setting a delegate in Guinea to warn these people. It never happened. But you see, these people are watching how Bouaké treat his people. Let me say this. The people have seen Bouaké shoot and kill his own people, destroy home and make them homeless. And then when citizens go to advocate to speak, what Bouaké say? God is not creating no new land. You see, sometimes you gotta be mindful and mindful of what comes from your mouth. Say God is not creating new land. That's why the Guineans coming to take the land, because God is not creating new land.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
So you have a land. You call it AFL 72 or 73 or 74 barrier or whatever, so forth. That is not useful. It's not protected. It's not doing nothing. And then you come and you taking it from people, and then you say that I'm a people land. And then one time come for the army people to protect the land.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. But it is a citizen, your own citizen, you go and make it homeless. And then come and open your mouth and say, God is not creating new land. Say, God is not creating new land. Why didn't you send your military to the Ghanaian, to the Guinea and tell them, God is not creating new land. We don't want you on our land. But it is the innocent Liberian. You run it behind making it homeless and have nowhere to go. But you allow foreign national army walk onto your land and defy you. But you only know how to get beyond poor Liberian. And then when they come out to protest, your police come, not even the army again. Your police come and shoot them and terrorize them and beat them and then send them to jail and lie on and say they were trying to fight the police, they were trying to do this. To the extent, what baffled me? Look at civilian fighting for their right. Civilian fighting to die for their land. Civilian win and defy military. And say this Guinean flag will not sleep here. But the Liberian flag will be put on. Civilian with an armor cutlasses try to defy men with weapons. But Boakai told his army and his police not to go there before they die. Oh, so you are afraid for your police and your army to die, but you have the mind to shoot Liberian who put you in power that you came to rescue. Oh, so you get the mind to rescue Guinean soldier, but you don't rescue Liberian that you took oath to protect and serve. But you say you took oath to protect Guinean soldier when they come onto your land and then shoot your people. Don't get it twisted. These people will come back. This is the second time. And they came, they look at Liberian and shoot Liberian. And up to now, Boakai have not come out. Up to now, the so-called media have not come out. Up to now, they are so-called supporters. The people yesterday, they said it was about Liberia. It was about the future. It was about the generation. But here are the generation was dead. And some of those people got shot. Up to now, Boakai have not come out to speak as the president of a nation to warn the Guinean government, to take charges against the Guinean government for this brother that got shot. Because the Guinean government is supposed to take full responsibility and then pay for that boy's entire life for bullet to enter in him. Who gave them the audacity to cross, to come to Liberia, and then put our flag down? You know what that means? Boakai does not have respect for Liberia as a president. Another army from different country came and put your flag down. But again, that's why I said I don't blame the Guinean government. By right, the way in which Boakai is carrying our country, anybody can come and do anything. Yesterday, let me remind people here, MRU, according to Boakai, MRU came, the Mama Reward Union, came to Liberia without Boakai consent, without Liberian government consent. They came, they took land, and they built MRU headquarters there whatsoever. Which we know it is not true, but according to Boakai, that MRU, that he did not know nothing about it, they never told him, his government did not know. So anybody can come in Liberia and do anything. What do you expect? That's why the Guinean king, they put the Liberian flag down, because Liberia is not a country. Liberia is not a state. Liberia is not governed by nobody. Liberia is a free land. Anybody can come and do anything and get away with it.
Thank you.
What do you expect?
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for that analysis. My brother Leo, I want to get back to you. This issue that has happened, you saw innocent I will want to say again, innocent civilian. People who have no military training, as far as we are concerned. People who are not clothed with the authority of defending themselves, as far as the military training or whatever security training is concerned. We are seeing these people with arms, single barrel. I want to play a video here. The reason why I'm playing this video is because this is concerning.
Yeah.
These people we are seeing are vulnerable. They can be used against the state. Get down. They can be used against the state. They can be used by any individual to cause an activities or to cause activity that will be able to destabilize the country. Let me bring a video here and play this video for us to see. For us to see here.
So on the 11th of March, hunters from far and near Foya district assembled at the border of Solomba to defend their motherland, Mama Liberia. So as you can see, then they are all arms, well prepared to fight for their motherland. So on the 11th of March, hunters from far.
Now, I want to stop this here, my brother Leo. Look at what you are seeing in this particular picture. Liberians with single barrel displaying themselves in an open. They are not hiding. With single barrel that is capable of unaliving people. That is saying that they are going to defend their land. My brother, you seeing this in a Liberia that is vulnerable, in a Liberia that you can't even trust the court system, courtesy of Mo Ali, that the system cannot even be trusted. In a Liberia where you will take your case and carry it and the next person will go pay money, they will not even look at you. In a Liberia where we are getting information that Burkina Faso's, how you call operative or some Burkina Bees are now taking over the forest of, Grand Jida, the southeastern part, and some of them are even into, how you call, Nimba, and we are getting information that some Malian also are in the forest, of Lofa and etc. Seeing these things that are happening, my brother, tell me how vulnerable we are. What is your own take? Seeing these civilians, this is it again. Before you come in, let me just play this again before you come in. These are all civilian. These are all quote unquote they say hunter. Look at them burnishing their arm here.
So on the 11th of March, hunters from far and near Foya district assembled at the border of Solomba to defend their motherland, Mama Liberia. So as you can see, then they are all arms, well prepared to fight for their motherland.
My brother Leo, let's hear from you. I am getting afraid.
Prince, I thank you for playing this video, and I'm going to shift a little bit because there's some kind of revelation that just got to me by playing this video. These guys just didn't surface from nowhere. These guys, this group of guys, they did not just surface from nowhere. That's a group that have been together. Prince, our country is doomed. Yeah. Look, let's just take away the Guinea factor from there. Let's just take away the Guinea factor from there. And you see, I like to take off I like to wear my thinking hat. I like to explore all options here. Prince, these guys, you remember there was a time Yeka Koluba was accusing Joseph Baka that have men in Foya training. Yeke, there's a video I'm going to send to you not tonight. Yeke had accused our president that there were boys, Gregory Como and Bud Naked, excuse my French, were putting together, training them to get ready for 2029. No. These things just don't happen by coincidence, my brother. Look, I'm taking away the Guinea factor from there. How can these people just surface? I wouldn't want to say from nowhere, but in this case from nowhere, with single barrel and machetes, with the bravery, the mindset to say they are going to go against our sovereign country's military. Now, you answer me, what training do these guys have? No. Let's just take away the Guinea factor from there. What training do these guys have with that kind of the mindset to go against a country's military? And you see the spokesman? The spokesman said they came to defend the country. Hooray! Yes, it's good to be patriotic, but Prince, there's a bigger pie to be shared. There's a bigger picture here. There's a question that needs to be answered. Why I will not encourage a civilian to stand against a sovereign country's military? Because Liberia has a military. Liberia has a military that's getting paid on the book to defend its sovereign land, right? So civilians shouldn't be doing that. But as I say, my mom can say, when gentility fails, brutality takes place. I understand. You want to be patriotic and say, I will defend my territory. I will defend my territory. But in this case, these guys are already too quick to come together. Prince, there's a smoking gun I'm smelling. Somebody will come and tell me, say, oh, Leo, you were saying this. But things just don't happen. Granted, Guinea came to our land. I will not encourage that I will not encourage that. But these guys, the way they just resurfaced is beginning to open my mind different places. But when we're talking about Foya, Lofa County, the president's hometown, take it from there, my brother.
You know, this video, when I saw this video, I was afraid, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I was afraid was because Lofa has a history in our war.
Yeah. Lofa Defense Force.
The Lofa Defense Force, thank you. And that area has been used by so many other warring factions to cause havoc on our people. That particular Lofa we're talking about. Few days ago, you can remember during the election, when a group of about 700 men, they came together and said they were defending Lofa, they were defending their motherland, they were defending their party. It was when this particular Francis Sakila Nyimale, here is video saying that he has men, he will order these men to beat on an immigration officer to unalive
to kill,
officer. He said it his own video.
He said he will mock the guy to death.
He will mock that man.
Yeah.
And these guys said they are in Lofa. They are well trained according to what they said. He said the 700 men for the defense of or Lofa and etc. etc. And this thing that has happened, we are seeing the government completely tight lift on it. The last time what we saw was really scary was when we saw a group of men saying they are Fuller Defense Force, I know some kind of Fuller Defense Force. We saw a communication from the Ministry of Justice. Not too long, we saw some group of men in funny dressing. And today, what we are seeing, group of men, Liberians, who are saying that the state have failed them. For me, what I'm looking at in this picture, this video that we just played, is an indication that these people are saying we no longer trust the state to provide the security for us. Could it be that these people that we are seeing, and the thing is, these guys are not even in secret. In a broad daylight, they are displaying themselves, to the world. In a Liberia where for you to even see one police, especially in the county, you can hardly see them. You can't even see police. Most of these counties are without police. The few police that they have there, you got there, they will gather in the morning, they come to the police and sit down there small. They say no case, they go there. I have a friend of mine who, is working in one of these counties. The message printer, I say, yeah, he said, hard play for you to be a son as a police officer, security man. Say that in it. Because the men they can't even kind of police in first thing. The two men they cause confusion. The other will call them and they go sit down and go tell their case. And I am over first something happens, see one person running the police, click, click, click. Yeah, the people will run to the elder in the place, or run to the zoo, run to the other people. So now we'll go to arrest the people. Say, oh no, we can't go arrest, that traditional something they will take care of it and all these other things. He says so it's difficult. Now, this reminds me of doing the election in Nimba. During the election in Nimba, we were in how you call the place, Saklepie. That night, the guys that we saw, they were in just the same form that you're looking at when they went for the ballot box. And I'm saying they say I was there, I was present. The police officer, they left the place. It was I and how you call a friend of mine, Choppy. The police officer, they came and said, "Oh, man, you gotta move from here, you gotta go." You see the men with a kind of single barrel in their hand. We will not stay here. We are only two. I only two all here were gone. They men more than 12. The overpower, we will go in. So we said to the police, so we're staying right here. Yeah, that's why we stay. Right here. We stay here. And when I came, I gave that report, people overlook it. And this is what we are seeing. My brother Frank, tell me how terrible this is to a Liberia that we are still struggling to unite ourselves, where this government is behaving like a Janjaweed, Malaysia. Then you are seeing these people, burnishing arm in a broad daylight. Frank, this is not just only restricted to Lofa, but you are talking about Liberia. Let's hear from you, my brother. What kind of message they're sending of these guys in the open, brandishing their weapon? They will do this, they will do that. Is it that they have given up on government? Is it that government have neglected her responsibility for which these people are gathering? Or does it mean that these guys, they've already planted in that particular part of Liberia? They're already there to cause problem for the system, to cause problem for our peace, our democracy. Let's hear from you, my brother Frank. This is scary.
This is what I want to say, Brother Prince. And I might be wrong, but I believe I might be about 80% right. Now, these people do not think that the government neglect them. No, they do not. Now, if they do not think that the government neglect them or have neglected them, what does that mean? The government is aware of them to serve for the government in different capacity. Now, these guys were formed during the campaign. These guys were formed during the campaign. And because they were formed during the campaign, that is the reason they are stayed together, because it is their government in power. This is the reason these guys, if you go on Facebook, they will always come on our post. Even with the failures of their government, even with the hardship and the circumstances of their government toward the Liberian people, even with the frustration of the Liberian people, these people are still saying CDC will never come to power. I mean, you can only say that, right? If indeed you are doing the right thing, if indeed the Liberian people are living according to the vote they gave you, then you can say that. If you have something to present to the Liberian people that listen, this is what we have done, and this is what CDC did in their 6 years or in their 3 years, and look at our 3 years, this is what we did. And look at us right now, compare, Josh, we have 3 years, and compare our 3 years. And then see who you think, nothing like that, but these guys are always going. CDC will never come to power. Don't never dream about it. And you know, sometimes we shouldn't take some of these talks for joke. We shouldn't take some of these talk or posts for joke. These guys are serious and these guys are real. They know what they're depending on. Because let me say this. I was talking to a girl a few days ago, and that came out because of this whole Lofa County issue business. And this guy told me I was a pool washer in Lofa County. And she said to me, Frank, the CDC ballot box of vote did not leave Lofa County. And in fact, she said, we have to leave because they threatened us. Because they didn't want us to leave there to see what they were going to do. And because we fear our life, we have to leave. And she told me there were armed men. These guys were formed during the election. She said there was armed men. And because of our life, we have to leave. We left the ballot box, we left the vote, and we left. Because of our life, we fear. And that's the same thing that happened in Lofa County, in Nima County. You see, and I've been saying it in here. I said, listen, Boaka did not go 50-50 or with President George Manawia, because if you look at how this lady was counting out vote, most county, Boaka went 50-50 with President George Manawia. And that's why I keep saying, these people rigged the election. And that's why Yakana used to be saying, if we ever win, they will go back in the bush. These people were formed already, waiting. And then in Nima County was butt naked. And that's why butt naked came out. And he said he was the commander for the rescue soldier. Butt naked was controlling Nima County, and while Yake was controlling Lofa County. And these are the only two places we might know about now. But these people planted a lot of people in various counties in Liberia. Boaka did not go 50-50 with President George Manawia in most of the country, but you saw the vote. Most of the country. That lady sat down there and got almost 50-50 with President George Manawia. That election was rigged. It was not free and fair. They threatened all the pool washer for CDC. And they left so that they can't stay there to see what they were going to do with those ballot boxes or with those ballot paper. They destroyed them. They get to me. So these people were already there doing the election time. They formed that force. So that is why it says, right? The government know about those people. Those people, they don't feel that the government neglect them, because the government formed them when they were in opposition. And now because they are in power, they are there. And we shouldn't get this twisted. These people will remain there. These people will remain there until 2029. They will come back again. Because they see tactic the youngs that we did not know. That's what they want to use. That's what they keep saying. We don't care whether we develop. We don't care whether we destroy homes. We don't care whether we do this to Liberian people. We don't care whether they are disappointed in us. We know how we got to power. And let me say this, Brother Prince. Let me say this. You can only care for the people if indeed the people brought you to power. If the people did not bring you to power, you will not care for them, because you know how you got in power. You know how you got in power. And because the reason you know how you got in power, you are relying on that same means to get to power. Because you know it was not about the vote that you came to power. It was not about the people that you came to power. Never. So you are going to stand on that. You are going to believe in a principle to which you came to power. And that's why 2029, we have to be vigilant. 2029, it have to be bloodshed. 2029, it have to be. Let me not go that route. I will end with that, because sometimes you want to go to what they call. But we should get prepared. That force you saw, it is not a force that came out just because the Guinean government or the Guinean president or the Guinean authority or soldier came out. That force were there. That force was there during the election. Boaka formed that force. They all know about it. Boaka know about it. More I didn't know about it. Yaka Koruba know about it. These people know about everything that they did in our country to threaten. That's why their whole campaign, what they said, if we are read the election, if we are get to power, we will get in the bush. That's why broadcast said if he does not win, there will be no more Liberia. Then we want to sit here and say,
Yeah.
that thing was just phoned up recently. No, broadcast phoned up those things, those fashion. That's why he said if he does not win, there will be no more Liberia. What do you think broadcast was saying? There will be no more Liberia.
That will be the end of Liberia. Yeah.
That broadcast will go to broadcast all of that. What are you going to do? But because he knew what was already planted, that's why he said there will be no more Liberia.
Yeah.
If someone said that to you and they got in power, not because of the vote, you think they care?
Yeah. But Prince, let me bring your attention on 1 second here, Prince.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
You know this famous quote that my brother just cited. Let me just pick it back from what he was just saying. Walker said, if George Weah wins, that will be the end of Liberia. We listened to Gafwan a few days. We listened to Gafwan making a case when he went before the House of the Senate. When he went before the Senate, he said, because the people are making a comparison analysis between he and Tue, why the president had to give an order for funds to be allotted to the security apparatus. Gafwan said the president called him and told him to make some funds available. It was not for AFL. It was not for AFL. Look, this thing explained right before our very before. It was not for AFL because we didn't see AFL soldiers went down until the days later. But you see the single barrel in the garden here, brand new. Look at it again. I'm just looking at the video. The single barrels are brand new. And like my brother Frank just did a very fantastic job here. These guys were already in readiness. But Prince, now what would make you so brave to stand before me or military men if you have not had some kind of discipline, some kind of training from somewhere? Look, we are deciphering these things because Liberian people are not stupid anymore. But guy, you may have created local defense force for which almost 300,000 of our people lose their lives. Again, just because you want to sit at this office, again, you want to take Liberia to its dark days, for which these guys are ready. Oh, the guys, they didn't just resurface on somewhere. These guys were already there, and I want to believe that these guys are getting paid. These guys are getting paid. These are the guys that are taking care of the president of $1 million home. Those are the guys that are taking care. They call them farmers. Farming where? Where farming? Farming my food. First, we are going to keep this video. This particular footage, I got it. I just saved it in my archive. We are going to keep this video. I will be in Liberia a few days from now. We are going to keep this video because these are campaign messages for people to get to know. And my brother Frank, I want to take my hats off to you. I salute you to them because you just decipher, you just rip apart these people think. Liberians are not stupid anymore. But I has no future. Willing to take the entire country down with him when he knows he's going nowhere. Prince, these guys didn't just come from nowhere. It's like a soccer team. You just keep them for another game. After the game, there's another game. After a game, there's another game. So the players are just camping. They are just camping somewhere. And Gafwan said, oh, the president told me to make some funds available for AFL. AFL is in the budget. My brother Prince, take it away, man.
You know, my brother, you remind me of something in the budget where it talks about other compensation.
Yes.
That the government could not give any clear picture of what that other compensation is. When the GSC conducted her investigation, he found out that about $100 million was not accounted for by the Minister of Finance. And up to today, Gafwan is still there. Boyka is pleased. 100 million of the Liberian people money. Gafwan said, we ain't get no paper to show. We not get anything to be able to, how you call, substantiate how this money was managed or used. But yet, the money is not there. And we are seeing this coming up. This is scary. There are more revelations that are coming up. You know, I want to play this clip of Francis Akila Nyimale. I want us to hear this from Francis Nyimale. Let's hear this.
There'll be Howard. Palava has become a nightmare in this place. You call your security bosses. Let the fucking Palava get out of here. Or else I'll get the public. You're getting 100 security. You're getting 100 army. We'll mob you to death. I'm saying it. You're recording. I'm tired. I'm tired. With my five anywhere here today. I swear to my damn mother. Anywhere I find Palava, as I stay here, as I leave this place, anywhere I find Palava, we're attacking. And you can carry 10 amen, 200 amen to go defend. Anywhere I find Palava, if we are there today, I will attack it. I'm moving with them. I'm going to get 25 motorbikes. 333. That's 75%. Wherever Palava move, I will move there. I'm done. Chief, I'm done. I'll make it again for you.
Wait,
Yo,
yeah, for us now.
Where is someone's face now? Is the only immigration officer that they can use? You know, continue to terrorize my people. I know what I fought for Abu today. I will mob you to death. I said it. You're arrest me.
Chief, we let it respond. We hear your observation. We will pass it to our senior manager.
Thank you.
And what I want you to understand, Palava is that the final decision maker.
It should not be anywhere right here. You terrorize my people.
Palava and myself for the meeting where they assign us here. He and myself.
He got nothing to coordinate here.
Yeah, we are chief.
I'm not chief.
So if Palava is chief,
Maybe you don't know me. I'm a fucking old rebel. And that's how I protected my people. Then that's why I made them elect me.
let me ask you, I want you to get one or two more. Please stop now, chief. Sorry for the time of meeting. I can assure you, the position officer, I think it let us, one or two things will be 100% professional.
No problem with
They
it.
will be 100% professional. That is
No
what
problem with the police.
they will form Palava, carry on anything that is not correct.
I don't want to say for a book.
Will
I'll be doing it.
cannot confront the crowd. So also
Or else I'll get the public.
My brother Leo, you are listening to this. This is the current Internal Affairs Minister have then changed to the director or whoever of local government, boasting in front of security officers, well trained, saying openly, I have men with me. I will put them on motorbike. We will look for this particular person who is a state security. This man was not just an ordinary man. He was one of the commander of immigration in Lofa County. But you have this man sitting right in front of the security apparatus, telling them how he is going to unalive another man who is employed by the government. And that man was only doing his work. According to the information, that immigration officer was actually put in place a program where people who are crossing the border that are not Liberians should not. It was when the border was closed during the election where they said, everybody have to stay on their own side so as to, not have any conflict with our election process. Francis Akila Nyimale said the commander who was implementing that particular policy, they were going to go after him. You're listening to this man. And today, these are some of the peoples we are seeing with brand new single barrels right in front of the camera saying they will protect their land. My brother, let's have your take on this issue just for maybe the next 1 minute before we move on to the next issue that has to do with the barricading of Samuel Jackson home.
Yeah, let me just use 1 minute on that. Look, the puzzles are beginning to come together. The puzzles are beginning to come together. In the words of Sakina Limani, he said, I am moving with men, 75 persons. He said, I am an effing old rebel. Prince, again, those guys didn't just come from nowhere. But Prince, after that threat, this guy should have been in jail by now. You threaten to unalive somebody and that evidence with you saying that you are going to bring your men. Where are these men? Look, President Walker must be called to the Senate to answer questions, Prince. Any serious country will do that. I remember not Malema, not Julius Malema, there's this former president of South Africa. He was called to the House of Senate because of some statement that were made during his campaign time.
That's Jacob Zuma?
Zuma. He was called to the Senate. And that's where his impeachment process, everything started on, and later on they wanted to put him in prison and all that kind of stuff. Africa must begin to stand up, because you know what, Prince? We are just beginning to say this, but friends like Aquila should not be nowhere close to power. Because these are guys, tomorrow CDC win, they are willing to take that country down. The guy is saying it, he said, I am moving with men. 75%. You think after they won the election, after they stole the election, thank God for my brother Frank, you think they just disbanded all of these guys when they win? No. Those guys, I spoke about sleeper cells on the same platform. I spoke about sleeper cells. Not only the Fulani henchmen, Baka has his own people. But thank God it's beginning to start now, because we ourselves, I will not say what we got to say. Prince, take it from there.
Thank you. My brother Frank, let's hear from you as you conclude on this issue, and we'll go to the next issue.
Thank you so much. You see, when you listen to that video, right? This idiot did not even say, I am a former rebel. He said, I am a fucking rebel. So that means it's current. Currently, he is a rebel. So currently, those are the people that Baka was talking about, that if we are win the presidency, if we are does not give the presidency out, Liberia will be no more. Those are the rebel that he was talking about. And that's why, with all those threats that he made, when Baka came there, Baka took a prestigious position and gave it to him. So he is a rebel.
Yeah,
That's
free gift.
We are not making a story. He said it. I am a fucking rebel. So if Thomas Fire try me, I will bring men. And you see, let me say this. Liberian, don't be naive. You see, whenever these people want to play on the mind of the Liberian people, they will circle their ideology and say, you threaten my people, and that's why you are doing that video. Why will you come and threaten my people? But now knew this idiot was fighting for his own survival, his own interest. That is his job. But you are using the Liberian people, the ignorant Liberian people, to say, you terrorizing my people. Who terrorized his people? In fact, it was a same rebel group that they created that was killing Liberian. Only because those Liberians were on the other side of the aisle. Who said they were sedition, or who said they were giving a vote for CDC? Who identified with CDC? Who identified with President George Manuel Weah? But those people kill Liberian.
Yep.
Only because those people that they kill said, you know what? I have different political view.
Yeah.
So I'm going with my political view. And those people were unalive. So who were the people that he was talking about that were terrorized? Because people that supported Unity Party, they were never terrorized. They were never killed. In fact, they were never in danger. They had an ammunition. And that's why we even saw in Lofa County, there was another group. These are the same group. They said they were in red burial or thing. They said they were, these are the people. So this group was not just funded. And let me say this again. Let me say this. You see what happened in Liberia? Recently in La Foya. And by the way, Lofa County is an area. If terrorists ever enter there, we are done. Because they have forest, And those forests are so thick, and terrorists like to live in the forest because they can hide themselves. So when you see Nigeria today, northern Nigeria, this is where the terrorists are. And let me say this. What just happened in Liberia? It exposed Liberia. It exposed us in the sense that Liberia does not have military to protect Liberia. It exposed us for terrorists to come in and do anything. I'm telling you this. Because for another country military to come in your country and then put your flag down and step on it and beat on it and put that flag up, come on, man. And people think this thing is a joke. It exposed Liberia for any warlord, for any warring faction, for any terrorist group to come in. I'll stop here, man. Let us be prepared.
You know, you left with a word that we always use. Once a scout, always a scout. We say the founder of the scout movement say we should always be prepared, whether be it old or new, but we should get ourselves prepared. And I want to close this by saying that what we are seeing unfolding in Liberia is not something that we should play with. It's not something we should joke with. This is not common. These things are planned. They are designed. They are signs and signal that nature, if somebody will say, or that God is showing us as a people to get ourselves prepared. What we are looking at is not just happening by coincidence. These are cleverly planned strategies. We can look at it from both ways. Yes, we say the people that we saw planting those flags, they were patriots. They did not have arms. They did not have any weapon, but they stood there with their bare arms and said, their bare hands and said, we will defend this country. Today we are seeing different class of people with brand new single barrels and etc. going around the place. It's just unfortunate. And I think from all indication, we need to be very, very careful as a people. The security of our state is fragile. This shows that the government does not have what it takes to protect us as Liberians, that we are vulnerable. The government cannot even protect the borders of ensuring that drugs, is not coming in our country. The government cannot protect its citizens from police brutality. The government cannot protect even the people as it relates to law to protect their lands to the extent that somebody will come and say the whole land for me. So my people, we are vulnerable. I know it's hard to say. I know sometimes when we say these things, people are worried. But again, Liberia, we are vulnerable. Today we woke up to another news that the Liberian National Police barricaded the home of Samuel Jackson. According to the information that we gathered, the police wanted to do what we call a kind of forensic investigation on what happened at the home of Samuel Jackson. He lost his wife and called people to help him. And at the end of the day, according to information, the police said they want to conduct an investigation, went and barricaded his place. Let me see if I can bring this up here. They went and barricaded his place. And he even spoke. And I think we can play that here. Let me see. Then Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me just. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this clip here. I want to get the clip when Jackson was interviewed. I want to get this clip. See if I can.
If
Okay,
you go to
fine.
his page on Facebook, it's there.
Okay, his page. Okay, let me go there.
Yeah, it's right on his
Just
page.
that portion. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that
that
portion.
portion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm on there now. Thank you. I'm on there. Let me just share this here. Okay. Okay. So let me bring this here and see if I can get this off here. Okay. All right. Okay.
Say her fucking just. Okay. Take it easy. Gregory Como sent her fucking Gestapo here to harass
Sorry.
a man whose
With
wife
the
just died. Look at the fucking Gestapo that's standing in my fucking yard. Look at them. Okay, fuck off. Okay, let me arrest me. I got my toothbrush in my fucking pocket to go to jail. This is Gregory Como Gestapo that he sent to my house. Okay, my wife just died. This is fucking shameless. Look at them. Look at the Gestapo. These are fucking Gestapo. Man, fuck up in here, man. They're the fucking Gestapo.
Yeah, Prince, I think we got the message. The swearing is too much in the
Yeah,
video.
I know. Really.
Gestapo.
Yeah.
These are
Sure.
Gestapo that came
Definitely.
here.
Definitely. If it's
But
too much,
but that
God
was
will
when
help us.
that was when Gregory Kumo sent his
Yeah. So, my brother, I want to start this from you, Leo. I understand that it has to do with human life. I'm seeing pictures, and the pictures that I'm seeing of this lady, it's picture that I cannot display on this platform because they are going to block it. But for the government, man, to start to display these kind of photos, because these photos were not displayed by Sam Jackson, no, it was displayed by the government. What are these photos are all current from what we are gathering? These are incidents that happened long ago, according to what I'm getting. I don't know how true it is. But to see the government putting her entire weight behind this thing, sending police, I mean, well armed police, look at them, they are well armed, as if they are going to, arrest a notorious armed robber. Well armed, going there and saying that they want to, conduct a kind of, whether be a physical examination or whatever on the home of this man. And they do not even have any document from the court to enter his residence after the death of his wife. My brother Leo, let's hear from you. What is going on?
Yeah.
What you
You know,
think?
Prince, let's look at the president, Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson is a former supporter of George Weah. Okay? Anything attached to George Weah is a crime in Liberia. Anything attached to George Weah is a crime. Let's agree that yeah, you know, Samuel Jackson's wife is dead. But look, the guy is not opposing to, he's not a threat. He's not resisting arrest. Why create the scene? Prince, it's good. I mean, there's a procedure to wanting to go to carry out a forensic, you know, investigation. Do a low key. The man is not posing any threat. He's not resisting. Carry out your forensic team because it's legal, by the way, to do. Because in a case like this, when a spouse is dead, the first suspect is the people within the house, and this most time is the husband or the wife. You understand? It's done. But why create the chaos, Greta? Come on. You saw the police guys with the guns drawn, ready to, as if they were getting ready to go to fire, right? At least if I were to see that kind of scene in fire, I would say, yeah, my guys are ready. But not to a 72-year-old, 73-year-old man who is posing no threat. Whether he is guilty of the crime or not, he's not running away. What is Gregory Como? What is his messaging? Eh? What is the message that Gregory Como is trying to post? That, oh yeah, now we're not find him. But guess what? Waka was long been trying to get us Sam Jackson. For the record, long time ago. And Sam Jackson was just on spoon dead for yesterday saying something. If they want, they can't catch me, then they can't catch me. Sometimes, man, I don't know. Some of the things that we say, you know, it's legal to go and conduct a forensic investigation in this kind of case. But why create the kind of scene already? We know who Gregory, we know who Samuel Jackson is. So again, it doesn't make it here or there, but the optics, you know, the optics is just bad for AFA, just bad for Gregory Como. And again, like I said, anything that has George Weah name to it is a crime in this government. You know, I got a few people in my house here, so you know, I'll be running shortly. Yeah, but Prince, that's why it is, man.
Thank you. Thank you. My brother, Frank, let's hear from you.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. So before I even dive into the situation, right? Did she die in a home?
No, according to what I heard, according to what he said,
yeah,
when he came, she was unconscious.
Yeah.
So he called people, you know, they took her to the hospital, and she was not still responding. They had to call, you know, some medical whatever, and I think they wanted to carry on some surgery and whatever.
So according to him, he left her at home and went and conducted a radio interview. He went for a radio interview, but they were supposed to go for a wedding somewhere, and he was supposed to come back to pick up for them to go shopping. So it's upon that arrival back at home to presumably pick her up, which is around 10 a.m., for them to go shopping. Apparently, he came and met her body. Her head bruised up, laying in a pool of blood. So what he said he did, he went and called his security and all of that, and then, you know, and the ambulance and everybody came up there. So yeah, she was at the house.
Okay. Now I want to get to a place. So I'm just using my experience with the United States here, right? Now, the first thing is established. Her body was in the house. Now, second, did forensic investigator announce that it was a crime scene, or CFR? Did they announce that it was a crime scene? Because somebody can die in a house just because they died in a house or they did not die in a hospital. Is not still a crime scene until it is pronounced by the forensic or the CFR investigator that it is a crime scene. Then that means somebody was involved. There's a probability that somebody was involved based on evidence that is seen or some of the things that is seen there. Now, whosoever that came, they did say it was a crime scene. Because if it was never pronounced, those that came to secure the scene and to see the area, if they never pronounced that it was a crime scene, what was police doing there? Were the police there to protect the man home? Because maybe his wife died, he's going to be frustrated. Maybe he will not, his mom may not permit him to sleep in the house because his wife membering a thing, and he will not make it, and then he have to sleep out. Then police have to come based on his personality in society. Then police have to come maybe and guard the property. Was that the case? No, that wasn't the case, because from the look of things, this guy was not aware that the security did not communicate with, or Gregory Como did not communicate with him as to, look, listen, you know what? We need to come to secure your home or your property because we feel that you have lost your wife, and because you are grieving, you may not sleep home, you might have to go to family place to sleep there, and those things to consult you. So we have to come and protect your property and secure your property. I don't think that was the case. Now, if the forensic investigator came and they never said it was a crime scene, or if nobody came to pronounce that it was a crime scene, what was police doing there? Who sent them there? Why would Gregor Como just wake up and use Liberia taxpayer money foolishly and send security people all around there? For what reason? Was it announced that it was a crime scene? I don't think so, because we have not yet gotten any information like that it was a crime scene. It was announced that it was a crime scene. Because even here, police come, if they call 911 for battery and whatsoever in a house, and police come, the police have to first investigate. And then if the police see that, bullet was shot, person was leaking blood, gunshot wound, or this, or they check the net and they see some mark and thing. Now, police have to call and say, you know what? We need forensic investigator here, because what we see here, it might look like foul play. And then those people have to come and then see the crime scene. If they say there was a foul play, then now the police can go and say crime scene. But if there was no foul play, natural death, it is not a crime scene. So that means police shouldn't have been there in the first place. Now, if it is crime scene, I understand, Liberia is not that sophisticated, but in the US here, the barricade, they play with yellow tape, yellow dot and stuff. Then that means it is a crime scene. If it is not a crime scene, no yellow tape going to be there, even though you die in the house. But if it is not a crime scene, they're not going to put yellow tape there. They're just going to get that body and put in the ammo and get the body. No yellow tape going to be over there. Until they say it's a crime scene, then now before you see police putting barricade there for nobody to go there. I know Liberia is not that sophisticated whatsoever. All right. So if they say it was a crime scene, then maybe police have to go there. But even as that, you still have to be in communication with the bereaved and say, look, listen, we have to do this whatsoever and thing. Then to come there acting that, going on a war front. Meanwhile, somebody came from your bowler and cross your bowler, with bowler like that, and your security were not there, nothing, and they came, they kill you, they shoot your people, and you were not there to even protect your people. But somebody who is grieving, you went to their house, and then you standing there like you are going to meet Boko Haram or some kind of Al-Qaeda and ready to shoot your BZT or your Moa, which was wrong. And you're not discussing, because when you want to say this, say, oh, it's politics, it's this, the police had it right because there was investigation going on. No, that's not how you do investigation. First of all, this man is not an enemy to you, police. This man is not an enemy, and this man was not even guilty. He's not yet guilty. You have not even interviewed this man. You have not even called this man to your police station. So let's say you have called this man to your police station and you found probably cause, right? And then maybe you found some information at a crime scene. And based on your investigation with this man to your police station, and you see that they allowed together, then you can say that, what? From the investigation we have gathered and things, these are the things happening. And then according to a medical report and all of those things. But nothing like that. And then you take this man as an enemy already. You are wrong to go to his house to barricade his house with police, with something. No, this man is bereaved. And then this man, he can die from it because he's already old. He got some underlying condition. Already, he's old with medical condition. Not because he's on Spoon TV and things. No. Not because he's walking around. No. But he have a medical condition with underlying factors. So this alone can cure him with high blood pressure, whatsoever you think about. Then the state also cure him. And that will be wrong. Just because this man sit down on Spoon TV and talk about your government, when you think everybody will be on your side, that was a scene where people sat on Spoon TV and talk about President Josh Manawia. That was a scene where you, Bucket, when you're in opposition, you sat on Spoon TV and mocked President Josh Manawia and talk about him and said he was a buka dancer. And said he was nothing. He was nothing. He was not a presidential material. He was just a common footballer. You said all kind of things to make this man look some kind of way. So it is what it is. Nobody will be on your side. Even the man that called Jesus when he came, nobody, some people were on his side, some people was never on his side. So it is what it is. Everybody cannot be on your side. So you can't be wanting somebody because they are talking about your government or they are talking about you and stuff. No, at the end of the day, whether I talk against the government, I talk for your government, I am a Liberian citizen, you out to protect me. It is your duty to protect me. It is your duty to serve me right and not to serve me wrong. It is your duty not to use your emotion to negatively judge me or to negatively serve me just because of what you have against me or what I say. I'm a citizen. I have the right to criticize. Whether positive or negative, I have the right to do it.
You see my brother Frank. You see the reasoning and the logic you are putting into this conversation. One would think this should be directed to a much more reasoning, to a much more sound government. But it's not when you see all the writings on the wall that anything that has George Weah attachment to it or attached to it, it's a crime already. Like you alluded, Sam Jackson has always been on different platforms speaking against this government. So you are just guilty by speaking. So whether something is happening to you, your mom, I mean, all due respect, something is happening to you, your child or something, you go to the hospital, guess what? The same treatment. You can go to the hospital, but just because Frank is speaking against the government, his child will not get treatment, etc., down the road. So with all of what we are saying here, of course, a big condolence to Samuel Jackson and his family, but that's what it is. That's why we have to look. I think we've oversaid what we have to say. But for me, and I will make this my closing, Prince, thank you. We have to start getting ready for 2029 yesterday. We have to yesterday. Because you see all of these things that are happening, if we wait for 2027, it will almost be too late. So we have, beginning from 2027, let's then look at 2027 December and then start counting down and start working towards what we want to do. We have to look, we have to tighten all the screws, because what's happening, Bwaka knows that he's not going nowhere, like I said. And so everything that will work against that country, Bwaka is ready to deploy it. We are seeing rebels in the country. We're seeing rebels in the country. So Prince go to Labrador today because Prince is under the Palava Hut. He cannot go to JFK freely. Because why? There's an hidden agenda. So 2029, we just have to provide all of the information to our people. Let them get ready on the first ballot, Prince. First ballot is the only way, but we have to do it. We have to be more vigorous and aggressive more than we are. I'm telling you, Frank.
Now, I agree with
the guys that are state players right now has everything working for them because why they have the bullet puppet right now. But we are standing a better ground with the evidences that we have in our hands. And you see, let me tell you something here. One of the days where politicians use Liberian people to be stupid people. You also on the decoration day when the President, His Excellency Dr. George Manawia went to pay respect to his late mother. You saw the massive crowd. Those are the people we have to reach out to and educate with this kind of video. The thing is, not all of us, it's not everybody that has access to the social media and to see the kind of things. So early preparation has to be made, Prince. Early preparations. We have to start grabbing these things and educating our people that Bwaka is here to kill you. Bwaka is not here for your good. Look at what's happening with the motorbikers now. You know what's happening with the motorbikers now, right? They just increase their fees, telling them to buy the plate X amount of dollars, and now these guys will not be able to ride the motorbikes anymore to good places. Oh, there's a cut-off time again for them. I think Trocon will speak to that. There's a cut-off time for them now. At a certain time that they don't even want to see them in the street. So we have to provide this education, please. And I just want to thank you for providing me the platform.
Thank you.
And my brother Frank, good to see you here, man.
Thank you. So, fellow Liberians, we are hoping in the next maybe 3 or 4 days, this restriction, I know somebody reported the page, will be over because we are doing nothing illegal. It will be over from what I'm looking at. Facebook said they are investigating. So it's going to take somewhere around 3 to 4 days or so, and we'll be live. But for now, those of you following us on YouTube, I want to say thanks to all of you. You know, what is even more disheartening is the way people are treating this woman on Facebook. The pictures of this woman that they are sharing on Facebook is too, yes, sir. Okay, yeah. So it's too heartbreaking. My brother Frank, it's too heartbreaking.
I saw it almost naked and laying down like naked.
And you can see that operative of the government is now telling us that Samuel Jackson was the one that unalived his wife.
Yeah.
These were the same people when Councillor Gloria Mususka told us she saw a robber, pepper spray the robber, and that robber disappeared. When the government went there to get her for questioning, these were the people that condemned the CDC-led government and said all manner of things. The woman who was in a house, saw the person, allegedly, saw this person who unalived her daughter, pepper sprayed the person. People came around the place, nobody could see that particular figure. The figure that was pepper sprayed. As if pepper spray is some kind of funny thing that when you pepper spray somebody, the person will just do that, their eyes is okay, and then the joint start going. Just one common onion is, in your eyes, it takes you some seconds before you can even get yourself together. But the woman told us that she pepper sprayed the person and the person left. All of the investigation proved that that particular murder went on right in your home. But today, Gloria Mususka is out. Joseph Numa Boyka has set this woman free. Here is another case. I am not ruling out anything that they are saying, but for God in heaven's sake, why can't you give this woman some level of respect, some level of dignity? Look at how they're displaying this woman on the Facebook. And who doing those things? Are the government operative, the police, taking her picture and all these different things. I think it's unfair. I think it's bad. But again, when you have unprofessional people taking over government, people who believe that they are there to be able to appease the quote-unquote master, and they will do things to please themselves, this is what happening. Professionalism is not around the police no more. The police that were well respected under the regime of His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah, that police is no longer respected. They do things to please Gregory Como or Joseph Numa Boyka, and that's it. These are the people who will follow behind an officer to go and demolish somebody's property where the men from the court don't even have any, document to present, or did not present a document to the person land that you're going to. Only for the person to show up, you present a document and say, and let a document hold it. Today, I saw something that was happening on the land of one of the deputy minister, Jira Sano. They went to his land because he has built a fence, and they were breaking down his place. He went there and he was telling them, this is my land. I have all of the documents in my hand. Yeah, I'm a documents and every other thing that make this place legal. They were still breaking the place down. To the extent he said, nobody gave me any kind of paper from court or from wherever. Why are they breaking my place down? It was when the man from the court, the the messenger or so from the court, the sheriff from the court, took all paper from his pocket and said, let the paper here. Can you imagine that? Here is the paper. Let me see if I can, and we will end on this. Let me see if I can bring this here. You know, it was too sad for me to see. Let me see if I can bring it here. I don't think so. Let me see. I don't know, but I don't think I can. It's not. We have to check for it. But these are some of the things that are happening, you know, and that is so scary in Liberia. And when you hear and see this kind of thing, all it makes you to feel so discouraged about what is happening, and that the law is no longer there to protect the ordinary people, but rather it is just there to be used by people who will take advantage of other people. But again, this is where we find ourselves, and all we can say is, you know, Liberians, this is it. On this note, my brother, let me turn this over to you as we get your parting comment, and then we can call this a day.
Yeah, you know, we have said almost everything. And just to the Liberian people, what we are saying here, right? These are things that already happened. And there are more to come, whether you like it or not. And we have been saying it here, right? And for each time we say there are more to come, we see more because we know the kind of government that is in power. It is a government that doesn't care. And I always say it here. We have a government in power that is meaningless, useless. No vision, no love for its people. A government that doesn't even know where she is going. That's the kind of government we have. And we have to live with it till 2029. A government that does not care about you. Because they know, you know, these people were just, all they wanted to just have that seat. All they wanted was to have that seat. And the way in which we're going to get them out, folks, it is not just by 2029 and you walk to the ballot box and you put your vote in our box. No. If you think this is how you're going to get this government out, by just walking to the ballot box and then put your fingerprint on a paper and then put it in a ballot box, if you think that's how you're going to get this useless and meaningless government of bucket out, people who have no vision, because let me say this to you, these people already see that they are entreating you. They know that if you dare come back, they will be treated the same way, because one who lives by the sword or one who killed with the sword shall be killed by the sword. They know that. One who led into captivity shall be led to captivity, because now that they are leading you into captivity, now that they are making you homeless, they know that if you come back to power, you will lead them into captivity. You will make them homeless also. They know that. So don't think 2029, it is by just going to the ballot box and then you vote them out. You have to stay firm. You have to be fearless. You have to be ready to face the battle. You have to be ready to face whatsoever circumstances that will come. You have to be ready to challenge this government. to tell this government the same way President George Manneh we have turned power over to you. It is the same way. If you don't win, you should turn power over, or else you will not get in power, and there will be no interim government. What's supposed to happen to Liberia, it will happen. You have to stand firm and tell them the same way Baka told you, if he does not come to power, your children was going to die. Your father and mother was going to die. Yes, he may not have said it the way I'm saying it, but he said there will be no more Liberia. And if he said there will be no more Liberia, that means even you yourself, including you, you'll be dead. Because he will come to your house and he will scare you. Oh, yes. How much more can I explain it for you to understand? If somebody tell you, if they do not win, if they do not win, there will be no more Liberia. Liberia is not the land. Liberia is you. Because without you, there is no Liberia. There will be no nation called Liberia. It will be called desert. It will be a history that once upon a time, there was a country named Liberia. So the land does not make Liberia. It is you that make Liberia. And Baka said, if he does not win, there will be no more Liberia. So that means he was going to come door to door to slaughter you, your children, your wife. That was a threat. Just for him to come to power. You think he cared about you? If someone made such threat and they got to power, you think they want to give back power? Because Baka know, do unto others as you expect others to do unto you. The same way he's doing it to others, that's how he knows it is going to be done to him. So even if Baka is not in power, he's going to make sure the United Party stay in power to protect him. Get that clear. Don't get it twisted. Get that clear. Don't get it twisted. Yes, we might sit here and say, oh, Baka is not going for second term. Baka, he's just going for one term. But don't get it twisted. Going for one term, it does not mean he's not going to make sure the United Party stay in power. Because he has to be protected. And he knows it is only the United Party that will protect him. Because he knows CDC eyes has opened, and he opened CDC eye. He know the presidential treatment, the preferential treatment that was given to him during George Manneh we had time. Inshallah, he may not get it. He may not get it because he know even the George we might want to give him in, but there are people who will say it's not happening on our watch. So Baka know. So in order for him to live that life, even if he's not in power, he want to make sure the United Party stay in power so that he will be protected. Get that clear. So don't think it is by walking to the ballot box in 2029. You think Baka is going to give power over. Because the truth is, it was not your vote that put Baka in power. It was fear that you got afraid that put Baka in power. It was threat that he threatened your life, that if you don't put him in power or if he don't win, if George Manneh and that's what George Manneh gave out the presidency because he did not want you to die. Because by this time, most of you could have been on 6 feet. If was not going to give power over to Baka was going to slaughter people. That's why he said there will be no more Liberia. Blood was going to flow like river. You know he was a chairman for the local defense force, so he does not care. Blood was going to flow like river. So don't get it twisted. We have to be vigilant. We have to be aware. And we have to send signal to Baka. I rest my case.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. I think we've said it all. It's just unfortunate that our country is taking this route. But again, all we can do is to continue to educate our people and give them the information as it is. Liberia is at its lowest state ever in our nation history. Democratically, we have lost that particular credential. as it relates to security-wise. Our people are even afraid of their own security because the security, instead of providing security for the people, they are terrorizing our people. But again, I want to say thanks to all of you. For those of you who have been following us on the YouTube channel, I want to say thank you so much for following. Again, we hope to be here tomorrow. Our page was reported, so for some reason we are kind of like restricted, but I'm very sure within few days from now we'll be able to get everything settled. But thank you so much, my brother Frank, and our deepest condolences to Ambassador D. Maxwell Kimaya for the loss of his mother, and also to Samuel Jackson, who lost his beloved wife, and all of you who are bereaved and going through these times. You have our prayers, and we pray that the Almighty will console and be able to comfort you in this time of bereavement. But until we meet again another day, I want to say thank you, love you all, and bow from our end. Bye, my brother Frank.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you, and God bless.